the Arizona sun beat down mercilessly on the parched earth of Reeves Ranch, October 1882. Samuel Reeves crouched behind an overturned wagon, Winchester rifle pressed firmly against his shoulder. Blood trickled from a fresh wound, staining his sleeve crimson. Three riders circled the property, firing wildly at the house where his 7-year-old daughter Hannah huddled beneath the kitchen table. "You killed my brother, Reeves!" The lead rider's voice cut through the gunfire. "Wheeler gang, don't forget!" Sam steadied his breathing, aimed, and squeezed the trigger. The Winchester's report echoed across the valley as one rider toppled from his saddle. The others retreated, dust clouds marking their escape into the foothills. When silence finally settled, Sam limped toward the house, his tall frame silhouetted against the setting sun. Inside, Hannah hadn't moved, her eyes wide with terror, lips sealed in the same silence that had gripped her since her mother's passing 18 months ago. "It's over for now, darling," Sam whispered, holstering his pistol and kneeling before her. His calloused hand gently brushed her hair. "I made a promise to your mama, and I aim to keep it." The words hung heavy in the air, mixed with gun smoke and the metallic scent of blood. 2 days later, Sam rode into Dry Bluff, his imposing figure drawing curious glances from townsfolk. At 42, the former Border Patrol officer turned rancher carried himself with the vigilance of a man who'd seen too much violence to ever fully relax. The recent wound in his shoulder was just one more scar to add to the collection earned during 15 years of frontier service. Sheriff Marshal Cooper met him outside the jailhouse, an old Army comrade from campaigns against Apache raiders years before. The badge on his chest couldn't hide the concern in his eyes. "That was Johnny Wheeler you shot, Sam. His brother Elias is gathering men. Word is he's sworn to burn you out." Sam's jaw tightened. "Hannah's all I got left, Marshal. I can't run." 15 men at last count," Marshal replied grimly. "Even for you, those are long odds." Their conversation halted at the commotion near the livery stable. A crowd had gathered, men laughing and jeering at three women standing against the wall. Apache women, bound by circumstance rather than rope, their dignity intact despite their dire situation. $6 for the lot," announced a dust-covered trader. "Found him near the border. No papers, no kin." Sam moved closer, studying them with a soldier's eye. The eldest, perhaps 30, stood tall, her obsidian eyes revealing a warrior spirit behind a mask of stoicism. The second, slightly younger, observed everything with quiet intelligence, hands bearing the calluses of a healer. The youngest, barely 20, nervously shifted her weight, a fading scratch across her cheek. "Nobody wants savages," someone called out, "especially women." Something shifted in Sam's memory. Catherine, his wife, tending Apache families during the fever outbreak before succumbing herself. Her final words echoed, "Promise me our Hannah won't grow up without a woman's guidance." But it wasn't just that promise pushing him forward. These women weren't just potential caretakers. Sam recognized the eldest's stance, a fighter's posture. The middle one's careful observation, a tactician's gaze. The youngest's alertness, despite exhaustion, a survivor's instinct. $6, Sam said, stepping forward and counting out the last of his money. "Funds meant for winter supplies." Sheriff Cooper grabbed his arm. "Have you lost your mind, Sam? The Wheeler gang's coming, and you're buying Apache women?" "I'm buying allies," Sam answered, loud enough for the three women to hear, "and paying for skills I need." The wagon rattled along the rutted trail as dusk approached, Sam driving with his rifle across his lap. The three Apache women sat behind, speaking softly in their native tongue. He'd learned their names during brief introductions: Naya, the eldest, Asha, the healer, and Kimi, the youngest. When the shot came, it splintered the wagon seat inches from Sam's thigh. Before he could react, two riders emerged from a rocky outcropping, pistols drawn. "Wheeler sends his regards, Reeves," one shouted. Sam reached for his Winchester, but a second shot knocked it from the wagon. As he drew his Colt, Naya moved with lightning speed, leaping from the wagon and dragging one attacker from his horse. The man's pistol discharged harmlessly into the air as they tumbled to the ground. The second rider turned his aim toward Naya, but Sam's revolver barked first. The rider clutched his chest, toppled sideways, and lay still in the dust. In the sudden silence, Sam watched as Naya efficiently disarmed her opponent, pressing his own knife against his throat. "Kill me then, Apache witch," the man spat. Naya looked to Sam, who shook his head. "Tie him to his horse. Send him back to Wheeler with a message. Reeves Ranch is ready." After the messenger galloped away, Asha examined Sam's shoulder, where the earlier wound had reopened. From a small pouch, she produced herbs. Chewing them into a poultice, she applied with practiced hands. "You fight well," Sam said to Naya as Asha worked. "You expected otherwise?" Naya replied, her English clear but accented. "Expected nothing, but I recognize value when I see it." Kimi, who had remained silent, took the reins of the wagon. "I drive," she said simply, revealing yet another useful skill. The ranch house came into view as darkness fell. A sturdy two-story structure with a wraparound porch built by Sam and Catherine when hope still outweighed hardship. Now with neglected fields and broken fencing, it stood as a testament to one man's failing struggle against the elements, bandits, and crushing solitude. Hannah watched their arrival from the window, her small face registering curiosity, but no words. Inside by lamplight, Sam laid out simple truths. "I didn't buy you to own you. You're free to leave come morning with supplies and horses. But if you stay, you'll be paid fair wages and treated as equals." "Why would you trust Apache?" Kimi asked, the first full sentence she'd spoken. Sam's weathered face softened. "My wife Catherine saved an Apache family during the fever, treated them when no one else would. That's how she caught it herself." He paused, the memory still raw. "She made me promise Hannah wouldn't grow up without women in her life." "And you need warriors," Naya added, not a question, but an assessment. 15 men are coming to kill me and take my land," Sam acknowledged. "I could use skilled hands." Asha, who had been examining the sparse kitchen, spoke thoughtfully. "Your daughter does not speak. Since when?" "Since her mother died. Not a word in 18 months. Kimi approached Hannah carefully, kneeling to meet her eyes. She began a soft story in Apache, her hands creating shadow animals in the lamplight. Against all expectations, Hannah leaned forward, enthralled. Sam and the women exchanged glances, an unspoken agreement forming in the quiet ranch house as night closed in around them. Dawn found them reinforcing the property. Naya and Sam repaired fencing while discussing defensive positions. Asha inventoried supplies, her knowledge of local plants expanding their medical and food reserves. Kimi worked with Hannah, drawing the girl out of her shell through stories and simple Apache words. By midday, as they raised a new barn support, Naya spoke of her past. "I am daughter of Chief Black Knife. Border Patrol took us during peace talks." Her eyes hardened. "Not honorable men like you claim to be. Men who wanted slaves and sport." Sam drove a nail with more force than necessary. "I left the patrol when I saw what some units were doing. Couldn't stomach it anymore." "You were Border Patrol?" Naya's hand moved imperceptibly toward her knife. 6 years. Then I met Catherine, saw things differently, started this ranch." He met her gaze directly. "I've killed Apache raiders and lost friends to Apache arrows, but I never took innocent lives or prisoners for profit." After a long moment, Naya nodded. "Asha was our medicine woman. Kimi was storyteller, mother to a baby boy before soldiers came." She hammered a nail with perfect precision. "I killed 2 soldiers before they subdued me." Sam absorbed this, then extended his hand. "I need a fighter like you, Naya. Not a servant." She clasped his forearm in warrior fashion. Then teach me your weapons. I learn fast. Black smoke on the horizon interrupted their training session the following day. Sam and Naya rode toward it, cresting a hill to find the neighboring Palmer Ranch ablaze. The family lay dead in the yard, a crude message carved into the barn door. Reeves next. Wheeler's warning, Sam muttered, surveying the carnage with cold fury. They buried the Palmers in silence, then returned to prepare. Through the afternoon, they transformed the ranch into a fortress, digging trenches, establishing firing positions, stockpiling ammunition at strategic points. Sam taught Naya to use the Winchester, impressed by her natural marksmanship. Asha proved skilled with a shotgun, while Kimmy preferred knives and could throw with deadly accuracy. Wheeler will attack at night, Sam explained as they gathered for a sparse dinner. He'll expect one man, maybe a child, not four defenders with military positioning. Hannah surprised them by placing her small hand over her father's wounded one, the first voluntary contact since Catherine's death. Sam's voice caught as he continued. We hold until dawn. Sheriff Cooper will bring men once he hears gunfire. Late that night, Sam detected movement near the corral. Signaling Naya, they surrounded and captured an intruder, a scout for Wheeler's gang. 15 men, the terrified scout confirmed after Naya's persuasive interrogation. Coming tomorrow night from the East Ridge. Rather than relief at the reprieve, Sam saw opportunity. We don't just defend, he announced. We strike first. The Wheeler camp lay nestled in a box canyon, 5 miles from Reeves Ranch. Sam and Naya approached on foot after midnight, moving like shadows between scrub brush and rock formations. 8 men plus Wheeler, Naya whispered as they surveyed the sleeping camp. Others must be on patrol. Sam nodded toward the ammunition wagon. Plant the dynamite there. When it blows, they'll scatter. We pick off as many as we can in the confusion. They moved silently into the camp, years of frontier experience guiding their steps. Sam placed charges while Naya covered him, knife ready. The plan worked perfectly until a sentry returned unexpectedly, shouting alarm when he spotted them. The camp erupted in chaos. Sam lit the fuse and sprinted for cover, drawing fire while Naya flanked the attackers. When the ammunition wagon exploded, men and horses scattered in panicked confusion. In the firefight that followed, Sam and Naya moved with uncanny coordination, as if they'd fought together for years rather than days. 4 of Wheeler's men fell before the gang leader himself emerged from his tent, firing a shotgun wildly. Reeves, I'll feed your heart to the coyotes. A shot grazed Sam's leg as he dove behind a boulder. Wheeler advanced, reloading, when Naya materialized behind him. Her knife flashed, opening a gash across his gun arm. Wheeler howled in pain but managed to strike her with the shotgun butt, sending her sprawling. He aimed at the fallen Naya, but Sam's shot caught him in the shoulder, spinning him around. Before Sam could finish him, the remaining gang members laid down covering fire, allowing Wheeler to retreat into the darkness. We need to go, Naya urged, pulling Sam to his feet. Now! They fled through the confusion, but as they reached their horses, a horrifying realization dawned. The missing gang members weren't on patrol. The reduced numbers at camp could only mean one thing. They've gone for the ranch, Sam's voice cracked with fear. Hannah! The midnight ride back to Reeves Ranch was a desperate race against time. Sam's wounded leg throbbed with each gallop, but fear for Hannah drove him forward. Beside him, Naya rode with the balanced precision of someone born to horseback. They crested the final hill to see muzzle flashes illuminating the ranch house. But instead of an easy raid, Wheeler's men had encountered unexpected resistance. Several bodies already lay in the yard. Asha had positioned herself at an upstairs window, the shotgun's blast dropping another attacker as they watched. Kimmy darted between defensive positions, using ranchers' tools as weapons with devastating effectiveness. Sam and Naya charged down the hill, catching the raiders in a crossfire. Two more fell before the others retreated toward the barn. "Papa, help!" The cry, the first words Hannah had spoken in 18 months, came from inside the house where a raider had broken through. Sam crashed through the door to find Wheeler himself holding Hannah, using her as a shield, his wounded arm dripping blood on her nightgown. "Should have stayed dead, Reeves," Wheeler snarled. "Now you get to watch her die first." Sam lowered his rifle, desperation in his eyes. "Take me instead. She's innocent." "Innocence!" Wheeler laughed bitterly. "My brother was innocent, just wanted your water rights." As Wheeler ranted, Naya appeared silently in the doorway behind him. Sam kept his eyes fixed on Wheeler, giving nothing away as she advanced. "The difference between us, Wheeler," Sam said calmly, "is I don't fight alone anymore." Naya's knife pressed against Wheeler's throat just as Hannah bit his hand hard enough to draw blood. He jerked reflexively, and Sam lunged forward, tackling him away from Hannah. They crashed into the table, grappling for Wheeler's pistol. The gun discharged once, twice. When the echoes faded, Wheeler lay still, eyes fixed on the ceiling beams. Sam rose slowly, blood seeping through his shirt from a fresh wound. Hannah ran to him, breaking her long silence with desperate sobs. "Papa, don't leave like Mama." Asha rushed in, already preparing medicines. "He lives," she announced after examination. "Bullet passed through muscle." Outside, the remaining gang members fled as Sheriff Cooper and his deputies finally arrived. Too late for the fight, but in time for justice. Morning light streamed through the windows of Reeves Ranch 1 year later. The property had transformed. Fences mended, fields planted, new barns standing proud. Sam sat on the porch, coffee in hand, watching as Naya trained horses in the corral with masterful skill. Asha tended a thriving garden of medicinal and cooking herbs, combining Apache tradition with Western practices. Her healing reputation now drew visitors from as far as Tucson. Inside, Kimmy taught Hannah Apache legends and language, the girl's laughter filtering through open windows, a sound once thought lost forever. Sheriff Cooper's visit was expected, but his news was not. "State's offering those Apache women official papers," he said, joining Sam on the porch. "They can go to the reservation if they want, even offered to refund your $6. He chuckled. "Still can't believe you bought 3 Apache women." "Never bought them, Marshal. Invested in something greater." Sam sipped his coffee. Their choice where they go now. When presented with the option, Naya spoke for all 3. "This is our home now. We are partners here, not property." Her hand rested briefly on Sam's shoulder, the gesture containing more meaning than words could express. Later that week, Sam mounted a new sign above the ranch entrance, carved by his own hand and painted by Hannah. It read simply, "Reeves and Partners, built on $6 in honor." Beneath it, smaller lettering in both English and Apache listed 4 names, a testament to what courage, respect, and necessity had forged on the Arizona frontier. As dust from an approaching visitor appeared on the horizon, 4 figures stood ready at the ranch house. Not in fear, but in the quiet confidence of family bound by choice rather than blood. Whatever came next, they would face it together. The best investments, Sam had learned, weren't measured in dollars, but in the unbreakable bonds formed when strangers became allies. And allies became something more precious than gold in the untamed West. They became home.